And
Okay, it works. Thanks a lot, our
no,
lovely
no, 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 no.
moderator.
You are moderator.
Yep, our lovely moderator Alex helped us already.
Ah,
So we're
okay.
online, guys. We're on air. Where are your smiles? It's live webinar. So thanks a lot for those who joined this event. How to start an e-commerce business is in top 6 internet searches, which means that everyone wants to be the next Jeff Bezos, but only if you will make it past setting up their Shopify trial. So welcome to our live webinar, where our subject matter experts will dive into the world of the future of
Oh,
e-commerce. First, I'll introduce our speakers for today's session. Ramazan Ganesh, Chief
Hello.
IT Solutions Officer. Hi, Ramazan.
Hi.
Ramazan
hello.
takes care of RC corporations, and with around 15 years in business, Ramazan is an expert in strategic IT solutions, driving efficiency and innovation to optimize businesses and their operations in retail and e-commerce. Here's another speaker of ours. I already told her because Sherry is Rose in our garden today. Sherry is Global Procurement Transformation Executive. Sherry, hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me today.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot for joining. With over 2 decades, Sherry does business and including retail and procurement spaces. She takes this leadership in transforming supply chains across manufacturing, CPG, food and bev, driving strategy and operational excellence. And Alek Liponov, CEO at Plavno. With over 16 years in e-commerce, Lek leads scalability solutions for global markets, shaping the future of digital commerce. Hi, Lek.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Thanks for
So,
coming. Thanks for inviting me. Yeah, it's a
you're
pleasure.
welcome. I hope you enjoyed the discussion with our speakers. So,
Hopeful.
enjoy the event. Forget about all this officials. Just enjoy it.
Of
So,
course, I will.
dear attendees, those who joined us, who managed to join and to listen to our experts, stick with us, drop your questions in the chat, and get ready to supercharge your vision for the future of e-commerce. And before we dive in, let's start with the quick poll. So you can tell us in the chat if you prefer shopping in stores or online and why. It would be really nice to listen to your thoughts. Sherry, a question to you. What about you? Do you prefer shopping from your cozy sofa and your pajamas? Or you're more of a shopping mall adventurer where you actually have to put on real t-shirts, dresses, and others?
I am a mix of both, actually. And I think you'll find, and studies have actually shown that a lot of women, we need to go feel it, touch it, smell it.
Indeed.
So I like to shop online in my pajamas, but then I like to go to the store and actually see it, touch it. I might not actually buy it in the store there. It all depends. It's just when I'm there in the store, I'll take advantage of that time to actually see and feel the products that I might be interested in. And then I might take advantage of the convenience of ordering it online and having it delivered to my house.
Especially when you got your salary and you feel the smell of new dress in the shopping mall, right? And you can have this relax. So really sounds pretty familiar. Basically what we all do when we are not busy pretending to be productive. All right. Think about the way you shop. Do you prefer visiting a store or clicking a button from your comfort of your home? That's the game-changing difference between retail and e-commerce. Retail is tied to physical locations and store hours, while e-commerce is open 24/7, reaching anyone, anywhere with lower costs and faster transactions. One of the main triggers for the shift from offline retail to digital commerce, also called e-commerce, in 1990s included the expansion of the internet and success of platforms like Amazon and eBay, the introduction of secured line payments and others. So there were a lot of triggers to make e-commerce go live. Ramazan, in your opinion, how shifting consumer expectations and the evolution of e-commerce have transformed business strategies, and what key trends are driving this change?
Well, I think with technology, customer behaviors are changing as well. Especially Gen Z and later is spending much time online, mostly on social media. So for business, social media advertising strategies affect both e-commerce and retail much. For now, I can easily say that the key trend is social media. Consumers are becoming less patient. they haven't got patience to wait even a day. So it makes business to make delivery of product or service as quick as possible to stay competitive in market. Nowadays, the market is very competitive about products and services. So consumers have many options and they can compare and choose any of them in minutes even. If a business wants to be competitive, it needs to build a delivery network very well, I think. And consumers needs more information about of product or services. That's why I think AR or VR technology is very good option for make business to demonstrate their products to customers.
Fully
That's
agree
why
with you. Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Ramazan. I really
you're
share your
welcome.
opinion because in this case, speed, convenience, and immersive technologies like AR and VR are setting the new standard. Additionally, behind the scenes challenges such as supply chain management and the fact you told about kind of waiting in queues, right? Or waiting a day, a week. Nobody wants to wait at least an hour. And we can't talk about a week, right now in digital e-commerce. And for sure, demand forecasting add to the complexity. Sherry, with your expertise in global procurement strategy, how is e-commerce transforming business strategies and what role do technologies play in supply chain management and demand forecasting?
Yeah, so I fully agree with everything that Ramazan said as well. I mean, the game, we've all seen it, right? The game is completely changed. And I was, trying not to giggle when you were talking about how we can't wait an hour because I'm always talking to my girls about that. About, back in my day, you would order something and wait sometimes months to get something. And now everything is instant gratification, right? Nobody has patience for anything anymore. And that has to translate into how you run your business. And those that haven't made those adjustments are either no longer with us today or they're struggling to keep up. It's just the reality. So I think, when we look at technology and AI powered technology has really enhanced customer service and the whole experience. And it's also important to realize that it's no longer just about having the product on the shelf anymore. Consumers are very high maintenance these days, right? It's all about the full experience for them. They want it to be fast. They want it to be easy. They want it to be centered around them and what they want and how they want it and when they want it. So maintaining that customer centricity throughout the entire business flow and supply chain is absolutely critical. And so one of the biggest shifts that I've noticed is it used to be kind of cool if one of your favorite brands had an online presence. Now it's I'd say it's like, the ticket for admission. It's no longer a competitive
Yeah.
advantage. It is an absolute reality. And if you don't have a solid e-commerce platform and you don't have an AI presence as well in the market, you're going to lose out. You're already behind the game.
Absolutely agree. Maybe gentlemen can add something, however, I couldn't agree more. So, what about our attendees? Got any questions for our experts? Don't hold back, drop them in chat and get real insights. Meanwhile, let's dive deeper into the tech side. We are privileged to have a speaker from Plavno, a company shaping e-commerce since 2007. And with
Yeah.
expertise in web and mobile platforms, AR, VR, AR, and more, Plavno supports online retailers in staying ahead. It would be nice to approach the vision of Sherry, she told us a couple of seconds ago. Alec, how do you see the future of e-commerce and how are market challenges driving new tech demands?
Okay, let's come back for the first question. Generally, I am the mixed customer too. I prefer shopping online. I really love malls. I like the smell of new clothing or touching feeling. But the uh, online shopping really comfortable and we understand it. And yes, it's a big future we will see in a few years, maybe five, maybe 10. A lot of challenges is fitting right now, but it's not slowing down. No way. And now, what about the future? Of course, everybody talks about AI technologies, but in my mind, AI it's not just a magical wand. It's just a stuff. No magic, no tricks, and you know that the simple Python script with Excel could solve this question, and it's not a big deal. It's a big deal, but it's not a key features for the future. In my mind, the future depends on automatization because we mostly shop in a big e-commerce platform, and they have to manage their warehousing, their supply chains, and as a technical company, we have to understand how to deal with it, how to make a good automatical solution for a customer, and how to produce any new feature, of course, with AI technology, with VR, and something like this. But generally, it's go step by step. I can't say that right now that AI components it's some kind of revolution. It's not a revolution. It's just an evolution, nothing special. And yes, and of course, the future will be what generally Chat GPT gives us. It's kind of forget this word. It's a prediction about the demand, about the supply,
Forecasting, yeah.
forecasting. Yes, we can predict our customer trends, what they want, which and how much products we can supply, and this is the future. This kind of forecasting and prediction.
Thanks a lot, Alec, for your vision. It really opens the door to these massive opportunities. Perhaps Elon Musk got offended because of your words that AI is not a special and revolutionary technology any longer, but who knows? We don't care, to be honest, about it. So you can really invest a lot into using AI, checking the trend, implementation, and so on. But just ask yourself why, and we will tell about the trends and why you should or why you shouldn't use them. It will be the third part of our discussion. Right now, it would be nice to tell that let's wrap up on the first part. And big thanks to our experts, Sherry, Ramazan, Alec, for breaking down the key industry trends. Up next, we will dive into market insights to make it even more practical. So those who joined us online, stay with us. By the way, guys, I found a very interesting report by DHL. Basically, they're the ones who know your address better than your own family because they're delivering over 1.7 billion parcels per year. So DHL surveyed 12,000 shoppers across 24 countries, quite a large sample. Guess what frustrates shoppers the most? Here's the question to you. Sherry, Ramazan, Alec. Sherry, maybe you have any ideas on this question, kind of what frustrates shoppers the most?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of, I have high expectations like most consumers today.
And most ladies.
Show up, right? It's got to show up on time. It's got to show up to the right place. I hate it when my package, it says delivered and I get a notification on my phone. And then I go outside and there's no package sitting there because it's been delivered to the wrong address. That's definitely one. Or when you open your package and it's the wrong product, or if there's something wrong with the product. So those are all things that irritate me highly.
Okay, they drive you mad. Thank you, Sherry. Ramazan, what about you? What do you think? What frustrates shoppers the most?
I think for me, it's delivering time. frustrates me much. And also, in somehow, I agree with Sherry. The wrong product. I mean, not wrong product. The on e-commerce, I think, especially from Chinese side, the expectation of product and real product is not same mostly, and that will make me mad about it because they're showing on online that pictures like a lot of specification when it comes to you and when it doesn't meet your expectations, it a little bit drive me mad, to be honest. For me, this is
Okay.
the red line.
Okay, this is your vision. It would be nice to see if it fits the current surveys by
Yeah.
DHL. Oleg, what about you? Maybe you know the answer. If you know,
Uh,
would be nice if you
yeah.
could hold it back right now.
Okay.
For
Generally, I
example,
agree with Ramazan. Of course, the times, delivering time, it's frustrating thing, and we forget about pricing. The price are frustrating
high prices,
us.
right?
The prices, yes, the big prices, and this is a reason why we have to cut costs, why we have to, I don't know, discover any new ways to supply something from China, something from Asia, and how to get borders and the cost. This is a
Cost,
main
cost,
idea.
cost.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, I'll tell you the answer. The answer really fits your own vision for the business expectations and consumers' expectations. So high prices are the main culprit. No surprise there.
Yeah.
The other deal breakers are missing product images, vague descriptions, and delivery times that make you wonder if the package is coming by a carrier pigeon. Anyway, business wouldn't be business if it doesn't charge you for their services. Otherwise, it's charity. I guess you agree with me. So nice to know. What do you think about the expectations of customers and e-commerce? And would be really interesting to listen to our attendees and their vision, maybe their thoughts and questions to our chat. Thanks a lot for all your feedback. Keep it coming. We will get back to it later. Right now, we're driving into the most exciting part, breaking down key market insights. As we know, e-commerce has evolved rapidly since 2020 after the COVID times, right? And with consumers expecting faster, more personalized and seamless experiences because we all were sitting at home, right? And we wanted our stuff and things and goods right away, right here by the door. McKinsey, this is the global international research agency, highlights that shoppers now demand instant access to products and services, pushing businesses to leverage real-time data for deeper customer insights. And Harvard Business Review tells that according to last year's survey, 40% of businesses already use AI-driven chatbots, while only 38% are actively exploring them. Thus, AI-powered search, we can say, and marketing and good personalization are becoming industry standards. Are businesses keeping up? Let's break down the key trends from supply chains to competition and shifting consumers' demands. Would be nice to listen to you, Ramazan. How is your company staying ahead in both brands of yours? You have two of them, e-commerce and wholesale distribution.
Uh, SRC Compression, we are a group of companies which includes three companies. One
Uh-huh.
of them is Ramadan Jamil Enterprises. The other one is Ram Company Consumer Product Sales and Distribution Limited,
Mhm,
and the other one is Ram Trading Limited. If you want, you can check on website ramadanjamil.com to see portfolio.
mhm, mhm,
In Ram Trading Limited company, we are selling goods, small appliance, and consumer electronics of Arçelik brand on e-commerce with B2C model. We are
mhm,
the only distributor of that brand, Arçelik, in North Cyprus. I
mhm,
can give the name of website if you want to join, arçelikkitlis.com. We focus on customer behaviors mostly, and we are trying to understand them and their needs. That's the
mhm,
basic keys of our aim. That's why we
mhm.
are using customer experience platform behind of our e-commerce. We are following customers' behavior with that tool and then categorize companies according to their demography, gender, age, and some other metrics. Uh, Also tracking the page that visit and the products they checked. And our marketing team used that information to prepare some special offers based on that information, like special Woman Day sales, Mother's Day sales, back to school sales, Father Days, and etc. We are not missing any special days. uh, and it helps increase our sales, to be honest. For other companies, like we have, like as I told you at the beginning, Ramadan Jamil Enterprises and Ram Company Consumer Product uh, Company, we are working only B2B model. We are using integrated systems from ordering products until delivering to companies. And we are using some AI tools and robots that always take stock, sales, orders, and give recommendations for next order or recommendations for discount sales for specific products. Basically, it calculates stocking expects of product and check opportunity for sales specific customer and so on. It helps to keep minimum stock to our company and get rid of extra stock keeping expenses basically. And in other hands, AI tools reduce the HR needs, also help company to reduce the cost. At the end, I totally agree with Alec about automation.
Automation.
Automation,
Yeah.
sorry. Also, so that's why we focus on that all automation systems using some AI tools in all our systems, and some robots and tools also checking everything in the systems and give some recommendation to us, and we are using that recommendations to build our strategies basically. That's what I can tell about it.
Thanks a lot, Ramazan. Kind of clear that your company is leveraging digital solutions to cut costs
Yeah.
and really for process automation, kind of key KPIs, right, to track and stay on track as a business. And it smells like, regardless of this product, be it product or service, business fundamentals remain the same, really. And cost optimization is a must for everybody. Sherry, with your years of experience in a C-suite role within the food and beverage industry, how has competition shaped your vision, and what strategies have you used to navigate it? Maybe you could also recommend something to our attendees.
Yeah, for sure. So I think I can't believe I didn't say price when you're asking me. Of course, price. But I was thinking of I've already bought it, so I've given up and I made the purchase. But back to price. So price is definitely more critical than ever because I came across a study from EY over the weekend, and it was on the future of customer index. And in there was some really interesting nuggets on consumers and some recent trends. And more people are becoming brand switchers, right? So loyalty is really going down the toilet, and you're seeing a lot of people are now ambivalent to brand, and it's so easy for them to see other options, right, online, and research options, and they can switch fairly easily. And so it's really coming down for companies that they have to be more cost competitive than ever, and they have to be relevant. So companies, I would recommend, should be doubling down on getting their operational efficiencies up as much as possible. And that's from everything to how they manufacture, to how they manage their inventory, to their order flow, how their distribution and shipping, and making sure that they're really paying attention to that last mile, because that's really what's most customer facing, right? It's customer facing at the beginning when they're evaluating what products that they might want, and they're doing research, and then it's customer facing again at the end when they physically get their product and how long it takes for that to happen. And so I would recommend that companies really focus on that in increasing their relevance to boost their brand and reignite their brand in the market.
I see. Fully agree. There is nothing to add, to be honest. I would even say that customers are really cheating on their brands. You're going to have really high level of brand awareness, invest a lot of in your marketing. However, once they see something special in the other shop, especially which is affordable and available online, unfortunately, they may go, and you can't stop them, and you can't disturb them for undoing this, right? So fully agree that client loyalty already doesn't mean anything, right? You just need to fight for customers, implementing really on-track solutions, which really feeds the vision that Ramazan shared with us, kind of generation gap, right? And different generations, the ones that were brought up with these technologies, and they're really tech savvy. Okay, sounds great, Sherry. Thanks a lot for sharing these insights. Fully agree about personalization, about marketing, expenses, about the vision, about online presence, and so on. Everything is really triggering and ringing the bells. Considering our topic, it would be really valuable to explore perspective from those developing technical solutions, and Oleg would help us with this. Before we go, would be really nice to know that we have a couple of new questions to our chat, and we will get back to them a bit later. And those questions will be addressed to you, Oleg. Oleg, right now, could you please share your experience? What are the most popular requests from e-commerce? Because you are a C-level person in the technological company, and what solution has Plavno suggested to address those requests for e-commerce businesses?
This is a question or not? Or
this is a question to you, kind of tricky question, because we're asking you to share your own maybe competitor information with all the rest people in the world who are listening to us right now. Are you ready?
Okay, most interesting request. Actually, I have one. It was about automatization, and the customer was a big watching shop, watching and jewelry shop. Few stores around the city, about 5, and the warehouse is managing by, I don't remember the name of the system, but it's a kind of operating system. He is operated by warehouse. And what was the deal? The jewelry or watch are expensive, and they can't have a lot of in warehouse, and they just need to sell piece by piece. And the all amount was around the stocks, and we produced like a omni-channel system. If the website and these stores, and if customer come to the store and take the watch, the assistant, if they how to say it, beep from this scanner, beep, and the watch is coming to the saving, and it was impossible to buy it in a website or anybody else. You can't order it. It's like this saving system and omni-channel system, and synchronize between these shops and warehouse and website, and it was a good solution, really good, and really difficult to produce this system.
Okay, kind of spoiler to your competitors. Everybody already knows that you got this project.
It's not a secret. It's a thing for proud. It's not a secret.
I see. Then congratulations, I guess, to you for implementing such a good solution. Okay, in this case, I'm really proud of what's happening right now. It would be really nice to say that the explanation of yours was really clear, and even my grandma, who still thinks that clouds just for the rain, would get it. So here's the question to you right now from the chat, Lek. Another Lek in our chat, by the way, not you, but somebody who's listening to you right now really is really encouraged by all your insights. 2 more questions. The first one, how long, and Sherry, you can also think about it, right? And Ramazan, especially you, because you're involved into the
Yeah.
technological side. The first one, how long does a typical AI implementation project take from initial consulting to go live? Would be really nice to listen to the thoughts of both those who are implementing the solutions and those who already got this presence and implemented them into their businesses.
Yes, to be honest, it depends on the project and it needs. Because,
Mm-hmm,
for example, I can give example from my experience. We are using, and sometimes we need to build our own AI tools to drive on our systems. That's why it's kind of big questions. But for my experience for our project, it takes from 1 month to 1 year. Some projects. I can give you a small example about our AI order systems, and it takes us to build around 2 months. We created a robot in our systems, and it's checking all our purchases, sales in each market, and
mm-hmm,
give recommendation about the next order.
mm-hmm.
So, as I told at the beginning, it depends on the your needs exactly. So I can't give exact time. It takes this amount of time. If it can, the question can be more specific. I can give more specific answer. To be honest.
Okay, so from couple of weeks up to a couple of months, right? This is the average AI
Yes.
implementation from your experience. Let's ask the tech side. Alek, what's in view?
Mm,
What do you think from your experience? Maybe you can share something, whether from a couple of weeks up to a couple of months, this is the real term to implement AI from the collection of the requirements collection up to go live. It smells kind of, we can really use customized solutions, not AI, if it takes us months to implement it.
no, actually, of course, it depends. It depends on difficulty of this solution, and but to be honest, we don't. We actually rarely producing something new, designing a new AI software or something like this. Generally, we use ready-made libraries and
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT and any solution, and it doesn't take long. Maybe months or 2 or 3, depends on difficult. It's the generally this core of solution AI stuff. It's not difficult, but this surrounding more difficult than this AI. Like to
Mm-hmm.
connect it between any software, to connect between any, I don't know, any
It's
users and
called, I
something.
guess it's called kind of infrastructure, right? Technical infrastructure.
Infrastructure, technical
All this.
infrastructure, the
Mm-hmm.
more difficult than this AI core. It's not
I
so difficult.
see.
And
Okay.
I just remember a good example from the previous question we have done once about the cutting cost.
Okay.
We produced it was a software to help the customer manage the delivery system, because it was a big supermarket, and any staff have any size, different size, and we manage this packaging track, how to package it more smartly, more, and yes, this managing system, and it works between warehouse, this system, and manager who are packing this truck, and the online shop and time slot, because the customer, no, the buyer need it as soon as possible, and time
Mm-hmm.
slot, warehouse, this manager and this system are
Mm-hmm.
packing and in a truck this any goods. It was really interesting too. Okay.
Kind of under one roof solution, right? You have everything in one place and you can track, monitor, sell, also send and so on. Sounds really
It
interesting. Thanks.
it's interesting, but it's not so interesting how it sounds, but it was extremely difficult technically. And it was inside software, inside in-house software for the
When you
customer.
face
The customer
AI,
was this supermarket.
when you face AI, it also smells and sounds interesting, but when you're really involved into implementation and
Yeah.
developing AI, it already doesn't matter how fun it was, right? Because you're really facing the technology that nobody got introduced before. Here's the question to a really deep expert in the field, Sherry. Have you ever faced the experience in your business and your professional experience when you got involved into AI implementation, or maybe you're using any AI tools right now? It would be nice to listen to your examples on how you're leveraging AI technologies.
Yeah, for sure. And as the guys were talking, I was thinking of other factors that also impact the length of implementation. So looking at it from as a business partner perspective, right? Personally, me owning supply chain and procurement and sourcing within an organization, it also depends heavily on how open and the appetite for AI technology is within the organization as a whole. Because as a business division, you often have to get alignment and approval first before you can even look at implementing some of these tools. And throughout my career, I've experienced different appetites for that, where some were very forward thinking and we had full authority to go and implement whatever we liked within the organization. And then I've worked at others that were very leery of AI and everything had to go through several levels of approval.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another thing to think of is how complex the solution is to implement, meaning, are you going to need IT support and authorization to do it? Or is it like a plug and play and the supplier will provide all of the technical support? And also how many resources you would need internally to help manage it and work with the implementation? Or is it something that can be managed externally through the supplier? So I have several examples on the supply chain side of using AI technologies and implementing AI technologies, from things like supplier discovery to commodity management, supplier failure risk management, giving you live data on your suppliers and what's happening in the market and what's happening with different commodities that are critical to your business. And also things like forecasting, supply chain forecasting accuracy. And those have all had very varied implementation cycles and success. But what I would say, my number one recommendation and kind of call out, is the importance of having cross-function collaboration and buy-in at the beginning. So when you're evaluating any AI technology or any technology that you're looking at implementing, making sure that you've first taken the time to involve your other stakeholders and partners, depending on what that is. They might even involve your external partners, like your suppliers, if it's something that they're going to be facing and working with, and getting that buy-in and alignment ahead of time, because I promise you it will expedite the implementation cycle and the success if you spend the time and effort up front, as opposed to waiting till you implement and then trying to gather everybody within the business and getting them to buy in and work with the solution.
Agree. Really, to find a real clear goal, right, and why you need this technology, and set the stage, set the team, set clear expectations on its implementation really matters. Fully agree about demand forecasting. Really, on the pages right now, online, in newspapers, the future it is distributed evenly. Really, so while companies are using ChatGPT for content generation, e-commerce will be using AI and data-driven platforms for demand forecasting to predict what you want to buy before you even know it. So this is the very important point for those who are trying to enter the stage, to enter the e-commerce industry right now. By the way, Sherry, a question to you because we were exploring your experience in online shopping and so on. I have another one. Guess what question? Taken from the digital report. Which devices do you think are used most often for browsing and buying?
Phones, for sure. I think most people are using smartphones today to shop. You see it when you're out and about. It's both convenient, but it's also a problem is that people are super addicted to their phones and to scrolling. And so
Connected, both to them.
any free moment that people have, you typically see them heads down staring at their phones, and they could be doing anything from paying their bills to maybe chatting with friends, but often they're scrolling and shopping, sometimes buying, sometimes just window shopping on their phone.
Okay, a good opinion and suggestion. Let's listen to Alak and Ramazan's opinions. Gentlemen, what do you think?
Interesting thing, cause my nephew, she is 11, and right now I think she uses iPad more than iPhone, and she's reading, she's chatting with friends, she's surfing in internet, and the iPad, she like it more than iPhone. And I think that we forget about iPads and how this
It's called tablets.
Tablets. Yes, we forget about tablets. But really, I was shocked when I understood that she's using more iPad more than iPhone.
Oh, then we will be surprised by the
answer,
by the insights by DHL. Let's listen to Ramazan. Ramazan, what do you think? Maybe you have family relatives who could really give you this answer.
I totally agree with Cherry about it. Phones mostly, but for me, I'm a little bit old school. I'm using computers still. So I'm using that word old school for using computer. It is strange, but mostly my observation, phones is mostly using device for e-commerce because you know why. For my experience, like my observations, I see the people making shopping on Instagram, and that's some social media platforms much as well. Not only going some websites and taking products, and they are taking secondhand products somehow. They are exchanging products. That's all with applications on phones. So I think mostly phones are using for this purpose.
Phone is for fun, but for a big deal, you need a big screen and to real.
Yeah, for me, yes, you're right. I need to see big screens to see everything in detail. All information in one screen. I use like that. But when you think about the end users, I mean, we are in industry. That's why we like using the much devices. But for end users, people mostly don't want to use a lot of device. They are using only one device, and the only option is using one device is smartphones, I think. And they are doing all their stuff from there. They are paying bills, they are making shopping, they are doing all their stuff. And I believe that somehow smartphones, our phones, knows us better than us in sometimes. It's really, because sometimes I feel that, they're suggesting something that you never think, but really you need. It's interesting.
It's marketing. It's
Yeah.
tricky marketing, Ramazan.
That's why. So my answer
Our smartphones are really spies right now.
Yes,
they are checking what we are talking about, just to suggest something better than we can expect from the e-commerce market. I would say that right now we can call ourselves old school people, but the closer this time when Meta launches in production their glasses, and this augmented reality to interact with people online, right? And this augmented reality. And in this case, I guess the new generation will call us already dinosaurs, not old
Yeah.
school, really dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the answer, Dato. Now, guess what? You got it covered. No surprise here, smartphones really take the lead with 57%, leaving laptops, apps, tablets, alike, unfortunately, and others to fight over the remaining 43%. And I would say that new tech and younger generation are setting the bar high, unfortunately for us, for old schools guys. So once the website was enough for digital commerce and we could open it on our laptop or on our desktop, right now, as a business, you need to have deep money, if not if deep money pockets, if not backs, right, to keep customers happy and their shopping seamless, all from their smartphones. That's why when we are traveling, when we are going to shop, when we are going to kindergarten to take our children, and so on and so forth, we're seeing people sitting in their smartphones and doing all these things and stuff, right? Also, the closer this time, we will face voice commerce when we have our pocket Alisa, or Elon, or I don't know, Donald, call them as you wish, right? And you ask them, please order for me this and that, right? And you can do everything handless without even interacting with your devices. Kind of automation, however, what about experience, right? Nobody knows. Okay, let's wrap up for the part 2. Let's turn our attention to the future.
Sorry, Renata.
Yeah.
We have a good question in our chat.
I would really cover it within the next part because it really concerns the expectations from the market, especially when we are coming to the AI part. And we are talking about data protection, which is really important, data protection, data privacy. So then let's wrap up this part of the discussion. We will dive deeper into the future of e-commerce, trends, challenges, and strategies to stay competitive. So no fortune telling required, just data and expertise. I would say that when preparing for our discussion, we've reviewed insights from leading market experts like PwC, Deloitte, Nielsen, and McKinsey, and many of their predictions align on the future of retail and e-commerce over the next 5-10 years. Maybe we'll also investigated their surveys online. I don't know, those of you who are fan of them. Mainly e-commerce will be shaped by AR, VR experience, and yes, glasses by Meta, right? Nobody knows. Sustainable practices, expansion into emerging markets, which is really important, creating this inclusive e-commerce for everybody, and omni-channel strategies. Ramazan, this is the question to you because you were talking about generation gaps, new generations, everything connected with devices, online shopping experience. Could you share your own opinion? What key trends and strategies must businesses adopt to stay ahead in e-commerce? And it would be nice to listen to your vision for entering new emerging markets in this digital era.
Yes, sure. Today I read some speech of Mark Zuckerberg that he told that these glasses will be like our phones in 5 or 10 years later, and no one will use smartphones. All people are gonna use smart glasses instead of phones. So it shows that how rapidly is changing the technology. For me, business needs perfect supply chain first, professional social media management, and as I told you, ER and VR product information on their e-commerce platform to make business more competitive. Combination with AI, IoT, or robots, in future we may reach fastest delivery duration ever been. I think that you'll make an order with AI tool, the closest where warehouse will be chosen, robots will prepare orders, and automatic vehicles like drones, cars deliver the order. That will be no human preparation for delivering order. I think nowadays technology, it's possible. Of course, it may have some small problems, limitations, and legal issues that need to be solved. But I believe in 5 or 10 years we'll go there. On the other hand, we see that most social media companies put e-commerce platforms like Instagram shops, Facebook Marketplace, to their platforms. I think it's changing the game, really changing the game. All companies on e-commerce put much effort into social media accounts for visual marketing, targeted advertisement, and enlarging the market. Also, there is a key benefit of social media, that is feedback and insights from customers through comments and interaction. It's helping to improve products and service for businesses. Combination of social media, robotics, and automation managed by AI will be the key feature of e-commerce, I think. And who knows, in future, instead of you, maybe AI will decide your needs and make orders by itself instead of you. Who knows?
I would really agree. And there are a lot of AI phrases in these feedback. How What about data privacy, Dan? Ramazan, good question to you from the chat. Just to think of, and Sherry, maybe it would be really nice to listen to your thoughts, since you were exploring a lot of AI tools already and have this vision on how to set the stage for this implementation start. A question from our chat: how do you ensure data privacy, especially when handling sensitive information in AI-driven systems? This is the good question not only to those who are developing the systems, right? How a good question to those who are using AI tools, because we already touched this point that our smartphones are spies in this digital world. So it would be nice to listen to you. Ramazan, what do you
First,
think?
firstly, we are following country and international security rules or regulations about the data privacy, and we are applying that procedures. And then we are doing some stuff to make data privacy, like data minimization, taking only necessary data that we need. We are not taking all data of the how can I say, people or the customers. We are taking only data that we're gonna use. For example, name or email address is not important for us. The important stuff is, let's say, demographic uh, stuff. So we are taking only that part of data, and after that, we are after using data, we are stripping away that unnecessary data we are not going to use again. That's the our procedure. We have some procedure about data privacy, but this is the key point of our procedures. And also, we are doing every year penetration test about the data privacy with international company, and we are doing every year, and we have that score. So we are keeping it like that to always keep data privacy, and we are sharing that privacy procedures with all customers or people.
I see. Sherry, what about you also? Considering so badly structured, I mean, really tough structured data privacy rules and
Yeah.
requirements, what about your vision for this as a
Yeah,
person
so
who
everything
is
that
using
Ramazan
it?
said resonates well with me. I think it's really important that everyone within business keeps up to date on regulations, restrictions, guidelines, rules from a sharing of data perspective, storage of data. So on the supply chain side, I'm just thinking of some examples is, let's say there's an alert on a particular supplier, we're very careful that we're not broadcasting that publicly in a way that might have a damaging impact on their brand out in the market, as an example, is how you can think about it from a supply chain perspective. And we touch a lot of data from financials from suppliers. We have customer data that's also feeding into our strategies and how we manage things on the operational side of the business. So it's always maintaining privacy is absolutely critical, and really thinking carefully before you share any data publicly and also within your organization.
I see. Thanks a lot. There are a lot of businesses, especially those who wanted to raise funds from business angels, who suggested paying users for sharing their private data. So all about this cookies and accepting this online using website terms and conditions, right? You can get paid, but share your private data. Nobody knows. Maybe tomorrow they'll monetize this resource of sharing private data, but so users earn some money, business earns more, right? Because they can reuse this data to train algorithms and to do anything they want with your data. So share it really attentively, because this is your sensitive personal information, kind of out of your bed. Alec, what about you? Sharon and Ramazan, they're presenting the real business sides and digital transformation parts of their companies. You're representing the tech side of those companies who are really implementing technologies and who really should take care of data privacy for your future solutions you're implementing for your customers. What's your vision for ensuring data privacy, especially using AI tools and similar to them?
Okay, generally for us as technical guys, we don't need this information, this sensitive information or sensitive private information. We don't need it. We just need raw data. It's all. And of course, if we are using our AI computing, we use raw data. Everything are sensitive, are keeping in our clients, and during the government rules and these part of rules and any advices and I don't know. I actually don't know where our customers are saving this data, but we just need raw data, nothing more. And this raw data, generally, it's impossible to be read by human being. It's just for computing. And it's a good example. Everything I told, it's the bracelet of reading your sleeping activity. And nobody cares about bracelet. Nobody don't need it, but everybody needs this data about your sleeping activity, and they bought this data from these companies who are selling this bracelet. The business is not about selling bracelet. The business is about this data, collecting this raw data. And this is a key of this business. But it's not personal data. It's just tons of numbers and tons of letters, nothing more.
I see. I also heard that basically those who are developing solutions, they're using kind of data encryption kind of technology to protect your data, to transform this data into unreadable format for ordinary people, right? Just for computing. Plus, creating some kind of passwording, right? Special keys to unblock the access to your data. So it really helps. And additionally, there are a lot of providers for this infrastructure and solutions, kind of cloud or solutions for supporting your future deployment of the platforms for e-commerce and so on. And those providers, cloud providers, they are to comply with local requirements, and they already from the start of your collaboration with them provide you with packages and subscriptions to the packages that include compliance with local regulations, kind of AWS compliance with HIPAA requirements or anything else, right? Connected to not only healthcare, wellness, but also e-commerce. Just purchase the right package, right? And you'll pay money for cloud storage that will be protected already by your vendor on the local level. And you won't have this headache with data protection because your platform is deployed in the protected environment.
But of course, it's 100% that all data are encrypted. This is a rule. This is the 100%. All data, if we send something to somewhere, everything are encrypted.
Data encryption means a lot, right? Kind of tech insight.
Yes,
what about the real business then, Sherry? We've explored your experience with AI, with your thoughts on the current data security protection rules, on your experience of using those rules in your own business and the business of your teams. Have you ever thought of this kind of You have a lot of years of experience, decades of experience in food and beverage, shaped your perspective on real e-commerce competition. I guess so. What advice do you have or you'd like to give to our attendees and especially companies who are aiming for long-term success and efficiency in their key metrics in their e-commerce business and their experience with all these technologies for e-commerce?
Okay, that's a loaded question. There's
A lot of
to unpack
questions,
there.
kind
A
of
loaded
big
question.
one.
Lots of nuggets to share. So I would say first of all that AI is definitely shaping and influencing how consumers are engaging with brands, and in some cases how they're buying and what they buy. But studies show that still 58% of consumers, although they're looking at it, they're still not buying based on those recommendations. And what that says to me is that although people have been afraid of AI and technology, remember when it was first coming out and people were like, I'm going to lose my job, I'm not going to be needed anymore.
Yeah.
So AI is great and it's really useful if it's used in the right way. But in order for a business to succeed, they have to use it correctly and smartly, and that we still require a human touch. So I think, one of my recommendations is for businesses to use AI to automate and streamline and improve their efficiencies, their operational efficiencies, which is going to help reduce their costs, which we know is king, so that they can compete in the market with appropriate sell prices, and leverage technology in a way that it's going to free up their human resources and talent to apply their human brains to think strategically and connect with their consumers in a human way, right? So use your human resources to maintain your relevance and apply the human touch to data that is AI driven from the consumers, right? That's number one. Number two, when we talk about price and keeping the consumers in the center, right, maintaining that customer centricity, is customers want options more than ever. So yes, you have to be cost competitive and you have to get the right price, but you also have to think of all the different options that consumers want. So manage your price and volume mix accordingly. Have single serve options, have bulk options for consumers that want to buy a whole ton of it and get that volume discount. So look at your price packs and your volumes. And security of supply it's always been important, but now more than ever, because we already talked about how people are switching brands. So think about that, because if you don't have the product available, guess what? That most consumers aren't going to be like, I'll wait till next week and I'll keep checking to see when they have it in stock. No, they're just going to switch and buy something that's next to it on the shelf, or buy it online as one of the options that came up as something that's similar. So operational efficiency and making sure that you've got resilience built into your supply chain, and that you're selling a quality product, are going to help you maintain and build trust and as much loyalty as you can in today's world. And something else that I came across that I think is important for the audience is that, customers are smarter than they've ever been. They've got access to all kinds of data. It's super easy for them to research. And a lot of them are feeling skeptical and burned and duped. And one of the ways that they feel that is, shrinkflation, right? So they're seeing that, hey, this is costing me 10% more than it did 2 years ago, and I'm getting, 30% less product in the package. So they're not happy. They're really scrutinizing everything that's in front of them. And so be careful when you are branding innovation, because consumers are really paying attention to what's happening with products. And a lot of them, I think it was 46% that I came across when I was researching on the weekend. 46% of consumers think that when a brand publishes that they've innovated and made improvements to the brand, that's actually just reductions in the quality of the brand and cost cutting, and that it's not really truly innovation. So be careful when you are branding for innovation. and actually leverage technology and AI to drive true value and innovation that's going to connect with your customer in a way that they can see it and recognize it, and they see that value to help you maintain your relevance.
Fully agree, Sherry. Really, customers are smarter than ever right now, right? Because they can really do this sofa shopping, go nowhere, and get everything they want out of their smartphones, right? And the social media, online presence of their special brands they are committed to. Would be really nice to listen to the thoughts by Ramazan, because Ramazan told us about their deep experience. We will get back to Alec a bit later. No worries, love. You're covering the tech part.
Can I ask a question to Sherry? A short one.
Indeed, this is live.
Sure.
About this, what do you think about the idea that the customer right now, they just don't know how to be loyal, because there are a lot of way to buy everything you want, and they just don't have this experience. They just don't understand what is loyalty, and this is our burden to teach them how to be loyal, because they just don't know how. What do you think about it?
Yeah, Ali, I think that's a valid comment for sure. But I think one of the most impacting factors of why customers are not as loyal as they used to be is because of the price pressure, right? So global economies are just under so much pressure that consumers aren't making decisions anymore with their hearts; they're making decisions with their wallets, right?
Exactly.
So it just comes down to I love that brand and I really would like to buy it, but here's this one that's going to save me 25% and it's pretty close. So I think unfortunately that's just what we're faced with, because people are just so pressured, and being able to pay their rent, pay their mortgage, put food on the table, continue to, have their kids playing soccer. So if that means that they can't buy their brand that they were loyal to for 10 years before because they just can't pay that price anymore.
Yeah. Thank
That's
you.
what
You're
I
right.
think is happening.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Alec, for your question. Maybe Ramazan has any questions to Sherry, or we may ask you our questions.
About loyalty, I think we are forgetting sometimes some points that customers are using AI tools as well, and they are making their research with AI, with data. For example, when they want to buy product that they are loyal, and they are comparing the products like same qualification with a lower price. As you said, the price is very important, and they are making big research about the products that they're gonna buy. As I agree to share it in that way, that the economic is going not good. I mean, going worse. So people focus on mostly basic needs. So when they're gonna buy a product, they're making big research about it. So they are using that AI tools like ChatGPT, nowadays DeepSeek, Gemini, and they are comparing the products. And like before, they don't care about muchly. I'm not saying totally, but muchly they don't care about branding. They focused are mostly their needs. They are not paying much to some kind of specification that they are not going to use. For example, when they're gonna buy a phone, they only uh, deciding which specification they need. For example, if they need better camera and no more performance, they're focusing in different kind of machines. They're not taking iPhone or Samsung totally. That's why they have a lot of choice for different prices. Like even that Chinese brands getting much loyal nowadays because of the prices. I think it's not loyalty; it's basic on the prices. So that's my point. I think, as Sherry said, consumers are much smarter.
Then, if we are touching the base of customers' choice they are making right now easier than ever, what could be the biggest recommendation of yours to those who are e-commerce companies and who are trying to attract digital customers, purchases, buyers to their platforms, to their products, brands, to increase sales?
Well, first, you need to listen consumers. You need to observe customers. The best way for this, as I told you in all my speak, is social media. From social media, our brands is taking a lot of feedback, and in good way and bad way, and we are listening them, and we are making new strategies according to that feedbacks. This is a very good option for companies. The other stuff is, as I told you, when you listen the customers, you become more understand their needs, and you are producing products according to their needs. For example, I can give you some small example about our brands in archery. So we are producing, brand is producing coffee machines, but when it started at the beginning, they have some missing, how can I say, properties that customers give a lot of feedback that that properties is missing. They are trying to make some complaints on social media, and immediately they upgraded products for needs property, and sales increased when you compare from other brands, because we are making some research and some how can I say, I forgot the word we call as sorry, I
No
need to
worries, you can
Google.
check it or you can just rephrase. We will get what you mean.
Sorry, I'm checking.
No worries. So we're talking a lot.
Questionnaire. We are making
Questionnaire.
some questionnaire survey, let's say, online to check, our sales according to our rivals. So it shows that when you listen to consumers and do improve your products according to their feedbacks and their needs, it will increase your sales. Somehow we observe that even prices getting higher, people choose your products because they feel that you are listening them, and it makes you more connecting to you. They say this brand is listening me, even I can pay more to support this brand because they are listening me, not like, let's say, other brands. They are not making any action that for my ideas, for my needs. Sometimes you are making some special connection with consumers with some products, and we observe that stuff, so that's why we are listening them. This is my best advice to companies to do this.
Kind of emotions-based sales, right? When you buy because you are hurt and you feel you just get these feelings from your purchases and from the goods you are taking from your brand you are committed to. Okay, sounds great. All the social commerce and everything connected with automation sounds really interesting, triggering, because we are really committed to our daily tasks, right? Being the customers, so those who are presenting e-commerce businesses, still we should be on track. We are using our smartphones, we are providing our data, and we wish a more seamless experience in e-commerce, kind of handless one, to have more time for our own personal things and tasks to keep this work and life balance, right? It would be nice to listen to Alex's vision, since you're presenting the tech side for this tech transformation in the e-commerce industry. We've got a lot of insights about customers' loyalty, about data protection, about the importance to provide really modern information, visions, user experience to consumers to grow their loyalty. What about your vision as tech providers, those who are delivering these very solutions to companies for retail and e-commerce? what do you think about the future trends in the coming years?
Okay, generally, I want to say about loyalty, add about loyalty something, because I strongly believe that customers not just need to buy something, and the price is important, but not so important. Uh, Also, people wants to be happy, and we, as a business, sell them a piece of happiness, and this is an important part too. And especially, not especially for us, we just coding. We are technological guys. We are coding and writing code. But this is my credo. I believe that uh, my customers buy from me not a code or a program. They buy my expertise and a good experience how these products are made. This is a good expert expertise and a good
Mm-hmm.
experience, a good feeling. And we as a company, the first of all, we have to provide this expertise and this good experience, and they should feel good. This, and after that, they become loyal. Okay, what
Very
about
sweet.
trends?
What
Yeah,
about trends, like in this case? We already got the point about emotional purchases,
yeah,
and we will definitely talk about it with Sherry because we are both ladies, and who
yeah.
else, if not ladies, are making more profit for companies due to this
Uh,
emotional purchases, right? When you see this very dress you wanted 3 months in a row, but you could not afford, and you finally found it, right? We will get back to it later. Alec, what about the
okay,
recommendations and future trends in e-commerce?
okay. The first advice from Dinas, as you called us, dinosaurs. We
Dinosaurs, right?
dinosaurs, yes. We still have to have a website because e-commerce are connected with internet, and this is important. And this website, like general website, online stores, are produced a lot of leads, a lot of customers, and you have to uh, develop this website for your company still.
Mm-hmm.
And the second, of course, mobile first. As you said, mostly people use mobile phones, and this is it means we must adapt our website, our technology, all of our technology stack for the mobile devices.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? AI chats as a support, not
Mm-hmm.
of course for forecasting, but it's kind of expensive. But just simple chat, it saves a lot of money for business. It could be implemented easily in few weeks, but save a lot of money because you can fire your assistants, and this chat can do this simply job. And I love, generally from me, I love this AR, VR stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's dramatically expensive right now. Any
Absolutely.
solution for
Yeah.
this stuff, but it looks so well. It looks beautiful. And we once we were programming a solution for a developing company, and it looked like you wear these glasses and can walk through your future apartment and touching fridge and touching any kitchen stuff, any sofa, and go walking around your apartment. It was brilliant, really,
Mm-hmm.
really, how to say, uh, breathtaking, kind of.
Breathtaking, yeah.
Breathtaking, yes. I like this
Spectacular.
stuff.
Spectacular. Yeah.
For a big business, for a whole store, it works like you can imagine your store shelves as example.
Yeah.
This is a good solution. Just
Mhm.
for a supervising, you wear these glasses and just work with your shelf. This is a good
Yeah.
idea. And finally, uh, if you wanna build a big business, you have to follow for the modern technology. You have to do your automatization. You have
Mhm.
to follow AI stuff. You have to follow VR stuff. Just stay in trend and follow trends to be like a smart and technological guy. And a good solution for a small business too, uh, doing simple, do simple solution. Use simple solution, any ready-made libraries like Shopify. Just do it, do it smartly, but use, do it simple but smart. It's a good idea. As simple as you can.
Fully agree. Sherry, it's a good question because trends are trends. However, nobody rejected the dopamine and emotions from purchasing. Marketing is marketing. You're entering the mall, and nobody can compare sofa shopping with this physical visiting the mall, right? When you feel the smell, when you see people around you, while we're wrapping up our discussion, maybe you could give a couple of words about this emotional purchases and your own experience of working with them, whether you're using kind of technologies to create this and raise your sales with emotional purchasing.
Yeah, I think Ramazan really hit it on the head when he was talking about, social commerce and really connecting with your customer. So that resonates with me. If I get a personalized ad that comes to me and it's relevant and on point with what I'm interested in, I'm more likely to buy, of course. And I think one thing that also resonates with me is, understanding that the shelf has expanded, right? So we've talked
Mm-hmm.
a lot about how customers buy and engage in multi different channels. And, omni-channel is not new, but it's more blurred than it's ever been before between brick and mortar walking into a store and e-commerce because consumers will maybe they'll buy online but they'll go to the store to return it, or they'll buy it in the store but they use online to return the product, or what have you. So I think you need to think about when you've got the consumer, especially those emotional consumers, that you've somehow connected with them enough that they're standing in your physical store and they're looking at your shelf. How can you engage with them further? So I've seen things like, with QR codes that you can scan and then it's a video, that will speak to you more about the brand. And so just different ways that you can really further engage and connect, humanly connect. So leverage technology in a way to get you the data that can help you work with your marketing teams to figure out how you can more personalize these things and connect with your customers in a way that, as Ramazan said, they feel that you are listening to them, that you understand them, and that you're truly reaching out, trying to add value to their life with your product.
Sounds kind of good experience, I would say. Even from the point of this cost reduction, maybe you heard something about this subscription-based e-commerce. When you got your box on a regular basis, you pay for a subscription, be it for cosmetics, be it for socks, and on a monthly basis, after paying your subscription and giving this recurring revenue to companies, you're receiving your goods without having this need of exploring on monthly basis there's goods online, right, and taking time, wasting time on it. So maybe it's also a point for creating, raising kind of loyalty because you can subscribe. From the point of e-commerce, it sounds kind of cost reduction because customers pays kind of installment and they get what they want, right?
Mhm.
From the point of customers, it sounds kind of I'm raising my loyalty with this brand because I've already committed, right? I don't want to switch to anybody else. If they provide me with good stuff, things, goods on regular basis, I paid for the subscription, right? And I get my stuff delivered on time, and I won't go to anywhere else, right? Because all people are creatures of habits, right?
Yeah.
So nobody wants to spend time. Sometimes we're really lazy for doing this. Sometimes, especially when we're
They've
tired.
just got so much other stuff to do. I agree. I think subscriptions that's a great example. I'm a fan. I have some subscriptions. And really the only time I think about changing is when something goes wrong. Because
Yeah.
I like the product. I've already committed to it. But, I have a protein powder, for example, that I love that's only available in Canada. It's only available online. But the last 3 shipments, they've screwed up and it's gone to the wrong house, or they say it's delivered, but it's not there. And so now I've had to spend time engaging with them to say, look, I really love your product, but this is a huge inconvenience for me and I'm seriously considering switching. So what are you going to do to make it right? And that's when they need to step up now with, we're sorry, and here, can we offer you a coupon or some kind of discount for your next order, right? It's how they react, again, connecting with the customer and how they're going to make that right moving forward.
Fully agree. We're wrapping up, I would say that, and being this bridge between our businesses, our speakers, and the tech side, I would say that we can highlight a couple of trends, I would say, for the future of e-commerce and those who are presenting this business and navigating digital transformation. The first recommendation, make it simple. However, use data. Any insight beats gut instinct in a crowded market. So you can use data from your users, from your sales to make smarter decisions. For this purpose, you can use anywhere that suits you. AI, Python-based algorithms, it doesn't matter. Even simple dashboard in CRM feeds does matter, just to give you data-driven expectations and create something special to predict your sales. The second recommendation that really rings the bells of everybody: consumers expect intuitive digital experience. It's not only about omnichannel, right? It's about, if I'm taking my smartphone, I'd like to have a really good and simple user interface. So focus on smooth onboarding, AI support, and mobile-first design, just to provide really good experience and 24/7 support, not to lose your customers, because in digital worlds, in a digital world, unfortunately, creating this loyalty is becoming really challenging. So sometimes simple user interface can build this loyalty within your customers. The third recommendation, which is really important for those who are creating their e-commerce business, or those who are already big sharks in this business, I don't know, maybe they're also listening to us. Fast, consistent service across the app, mobile, and social channels. It's about omnichanneling, right? When you can take a smartphone, start purchasing, and complete your purchases already at home, at your desktop, or at your tablet, who knows, right? Where you finish your journey with this shop. The first one, we all love buzzwords, right? AI is new fad, but don't follow the trends. Try to find something really special that solves your problem. If AI works to automate some kind of processes, do this. If not, analyze whether this technology will give you clear ROI. So adopt technologies wisely. And the fifth trend that we were touching partially within our presentation is that voice shopping is growing fast. Sooner or later, people will take their pocket Alisas, Nicks, Alexes, and so on, just to make their shopping easy and handless. So you can also use new trends, try to adopt them, and see if your customers give you good feedback on these technologies when interacting with your brands. That's wrap up. Thanks a lot for showing up, dear speakers, Sherry, Alec, Ramazan. It was really a pleasure to listen to you today, to get your insights, and you really fired the stage up for all the attendees who joined us to listen to. Those who could not make it today and who could not get involved in our discussions as listeners, check your inbox. Recording and hot takes are headed your way. And remember, in the business game of e-commerce, the ball don't wait, they're built. So see you later. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much,
Thank you
guys.
so much. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Take care,
Bye
everyone.
bye. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.